Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 3. In the last part we started off the game, and now we're in this castle. I'm forgetting the name of it, so I'm going to scroll up just a bit, and I still don't have it there. Damn. Either way, we're here, and as that guy said, the curse is also affecting here, same as it was the previous town.
We still. I find it interesting how the outlines are like as thin as paper when they're turned to the side.
Technically speaking, that's how it would look at from that if you're looking at it from the side. Also, that guy just warned us that the next area is basically has nothing but undead monsters. There's also apparently a weapon only a red mage can use in this castle. Sassoon, that's the name. By the way, talking to this guy, we learned that Djinn is the reason this is all happening, and he's in the Cave of the Seal. But his daughter might be there, and she has the only way to seal the guy. So he's giving us the task of defeating Djinn just so we can help everyone the hell out in this area. And I could go do that, and I will.
Of course, you will do whatever.
Let's do some side stuff.
You will do everything you do in Final Fantasy 4, 5, 4 and 5, really, which is loot every bit of the castle you can find, because passages are very common.
Also, I paused for a second there a few moments back to show you something. Whenever you see a tile like the one that's about to my right now, that has a little different miscolored upper left portion, that means it's a secret passage you can walk through. Not all of them are marked like that, like this one, but a good amount are.
Tonfa.
And with that, I can finally put those Tonfas on Arc, because now I have two of them, which means you'll have higher attack with both of them, rather than just the one.
That's pretty interesting, because you'd think that a nunchuck would be technically a two-handed weapon. You'd start with one, and then you'd probably, like, switch to two.
You can do them with one hand. It's a bit harder, but you can. And then we get an ice spell, which, despite, like the guy said, the next area having nothing but undead monsters, is still going to be effective for us, because the boss is weak against ice.
Is it a turtle?
No, we've already taken care of one of those.
It's funny, because the Adamatoise is not weak to ice.
No, it's not. And now let's check out the towers. Most castles in this game have towers, and usually it is worth going in them because either there's some items or some good dialogue for you. Like in this case, we get holy arrows.
And wooden arrows.
Bows and arrows in this game are interesting. As usual, they're long-range weapons, so you can attack from the back row, no issue. But you can only equip 20 of a given arrow type at a time. Unlike, say, Final Fantasy IV, where you can equip, I think, as many as you want, and Final Fantasy IV DS, where you just need one of them.
I really do like that function of, like, needing a certain amount of arrows. Sure, it's a little bit tedious, but I think it's cool that, like, in real life, you will run out of arrows at some point, unless you reuse arrows, which is a little bit weird. So
I could recommend for the next area putting the bow and holy arrows on Ingus, for example, because he won't be doing much with ice. But I want to get his skill level up, so I'm going to be casting ice anyway.
More holy arrows. What I find interesting is that a lot of the towers in most of these games are, like, symmetrical in a certain way.
Well, that's generally just how things are laid out. Either way, first minute for the part is a dark guy, 38 HP, 32 XP, 20 gil, weak to fire and light, meaning it's an undead monster, I believe, and it can drop nothing. But it can blind you, so watch out for that. And darkness actually works in this game, unlike Final Fantasies 1 and 2, so
At least they got that function finally working.
They actually got a lot working in this game, though. This game, if I recall, basically filled the Famicom carts up to its max. Because they put a lot into this game.
I think darkness is also bugged in Final Fantasy 6 and 7.
6, yes. Not sure about 7.
I know for it doesn't work for enemies. Like, if you have darkness on an enemy, they'll still hit you 100% of the time.
That sounds about right. I also know that in 6, battle speed only affects enemies. And in here we have a monster in a box. And it gave us a Wight Slayer. That's a weapon only a red mage can use, so I'm going to be selling that eventually. But an interesting little game design error they have in this game is that, say you had a red mage in your party, you could go into your inventory, select one of the weapons, and put the Wight Slayer on you immediately. Meaning you would not only have a damage boost, but say if the monster box here was undead, it would be sufficiently screwed over.
Can't you do that in most other games too?
No, Final Fantasy IV onwards, they made it so that the monster in a box item was the reward for the battle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyways, now we have this enemy is the Griffin, 108 HP, 108 XP, 74 gil. They have no elemental weaknesses. They can drop potions, bomb shards, south winds, and the Zeus's Rage.
All three of those are, as you would expect from Final Fantasy series. Bomb Shard is a fire elemental attack. North Wind is ice. Zeus's Rage is a bolt spell. All one hit percentage. Not all one hit percentage. One hit. What's the word? I'm forgetting the word here. Kenny, help me out.
One hit attack. One hit damage.
One attack multiplier. There we go.
Oh, multiplier. Duh.
Yeah, it only hits once, so it's gonna be doing damage now, but say towards endgame where they're still giving us battle use items, they're not gonna be very useful.
So how do you increase the multiplier? Would you need like the Genji glove or something? I don't think you can equip relics in this game.
With battle use items, it's locked in at one hit multiplier. You can never change that. Spells, spell and attack hit multipliers increase with, depending on what they are. Melee fighters is agility and skill level. Mages are intellect and with whatever the equivalent to intellect is for white magic in this game. I think it's spirit again, and agility. In increments of 16, I believe. So, say I would need 16 agility to get another hit multiplier on my fighters. Either way, what I'm doing right now is showing you my stats because I'm actually about to do a level grinding session. I'm getting everyone up to level 10. You should be fine around level 7. I just like being overkill and making sure I'm safe. So here everyone is now. So see, look, now because his skill level and agility are over 16, he now has 4 hit multipliers instead of the 2.
How high can it go? I can assume 99, but still.
I forget what the base you can get at is. I would assume 99 because I've actually never maxed out my level in this game, so I never actually got that much out of it, you know?
That's true.
It's also not worth doing. Final Fantasy 3, and to an extent 5 as well, are a bit odd in that getting to level 99 is really annoying. Either way, next enemy is a mummy, 48 HP, 40 XP, 24 gil, weak to fire and light, and I should really start saying holy. So basically, cure magic. Can't drop anything, but it can poison you, so watch out for that. Thankfully, we have the pure spell to get rid of that, but yeah, it can be annoying all the same.
It's interesting how hard it is to level up in some games. Like, of course, as you said, 5. The only way I ever max a level is by actually cheating. So
yeah.
But I think the max
5
level
requires a lot of XP.
I think the max level I've reached is about 45, maybe 50.
60 for me. That's just because I was trying to go for it and was realizing how long it took. Though I will say this for a fact, and I'll repeat this should we ever do 5. I'm using one Game Shark code in 5 past a certain point. That's just so I constantly have the dash button. Either way, someone in the castle said investigate a skeleton and something happens. So you need to know that in order to open that door. And this is the princess, Sarah, which is a reference to Final Fantasy 1.
So she has the Mithril Ring?
Yeah. But she still wants to go on despite us telling her to go back to the castle. So this is going to introduce one of this game's more minor ideas. Extra party members. They won't assist you in battle, but at certain points in the game, certain characters will tag along with you, and you can press the B button to talk to them. This allows you to either learn information about them, about their situations, what's going on, or even hints towards the game itself. Like right here, I do believe she hints towards Djinn being weak to ice.
Djinn is a flame of evil.
I like this idea. I believe the DS version did it better because they can actually attack for you in that version. Like, I know a certain one later on can cast haste on you.
I know that there's someone in the battle with Nepto Dragon, I know that exists, that he can attack and do thunder, I think.
Yeah, I think I know who that is. Either way, first off, we got 2 new enemies here. First on my side is the Curse Coin. 35 HP, 48 XP, 28 gil. I just clicked off the wiki page. What am I doing? Weak to fire and holy. Drops nothing. Can glare at you, which I think is a blind ability.
Strange how a coin can glare at someone. Regardless, now we have a Laroi, or a larva in later translations. 38 HP, 48 XP, 30 gil. They're weak to fire and light, or holy, as he says. They drop eye drops and antidotes. They can also blind you, so be careful.
I guess the way you could look at the glare ability with the coin is that they're reflecting bright light into your eyes.
I suppose, yeah. But
because that's also a term for glare, is just reflected light.
But
that might be me reading way too much into it.
But where would the light be coming from? I mean,
you know,
unless you have a torch.
How can we see?
Unless you have a torch.
How can we see in this place? If this was later on in the game, I would assume that Ingus was just like holding up a fire spell on his middle finger, but
why the middle finger specifically?
Because Ingus would do that. At least the way I always imagined Ingus in the NES version, not so much DS.
That's true. The skeleton, 54 HP, 40 EXP, 26 skill. They're weak to fire and holy, as any normal enemy is in here, and they don't drop anything. Nothing too special.
This cave, I actually remember, I played the DS version, but my first experience with it was actually through my friend and the former co-star of this channel / other owner, Pat. He downloaded in freshman year the iOS version of the DS remake of this game. He got here, and he asked for my help because he was stuck, and I was having issues with it. Mind you, he wasn't nearly as high-leveled as me, but he still had some decent setups, all things considered, and he was still getting his ass kicked.
Well, the enemies are pretty buffed in the DS version, so...
Especially of DS version 4. God, I cannot stand some of the stuff they did in that. It's really clever, but it's really trollish.
The first enemy that comes to my mind is Golbez.
Golbez, the attack and defense core... CPU. Luge comes to mind as well. Because they completely changed the way the Dr. Luge fight works.
Oh god.
I'll probably mention this again when we get to 4, but he casts reverse gas on you, which means, well, actually technically the entire battlefield, which means that damage heals and healing damages.
Well, I mean, that seems like it'd make it easy, because you can just then you can just use an elixir, and then you kill it.
I suppose you could, but that also means that his heal attack almost becomes an instant kill. Either way, here's Djinn, looking oddly buff. But apparently the ring's not going to work on him because some darkness is powering up. I didn't know this with Kingdom Hearts, and he's going to attack us! Djinn has 480 HP, 160 XP, 700 gil, weak to ice, as Sarah told us. He only has one real ability to him, and that's the fact that he can cast a fire spell on you. But don't let his stats, it's not stats,
attacks?
Low abilities,
no.
Yes, deceive you. He can actually be kind of troublesome, especially if you're at a lower level. Because he just did 26 damage, that's about a 10th, or in some cases even a 4th of my current HP. Because I forgot to heal before this fight. We have a south/north wind, so I recommend using that with Refia, just because she won't be doing anything else, really. And other than that, just have Ingus use his ice spell and have the melee's attack. Not the hardest, but he can still be troublesome.
I saw your picture yesterday that said Refia was so cute, and I was like, aw, good.
For backstory, I'm playing World of Final Fantasy right now, and Refia showed up, and good lord, the Lilican art style makes her so goddamn cute.
I don't know, I really liked Ferris and Sildra.
I was surprised to see her. I wouldn't think she'd be the 5 rep.
I would have thought Lena.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Or Kryl. Galuf would have been hilarious. Either way, Djinn is sealed. She threw the ring into the weird-ass pond they have here for some reason, so he'll never bother us again. But now we can actually do stuff, and if we talk to the king, he apparently has something for us, and it's something really useful.
A Wight Slayer?
No, but that's the sword we got from the Griffin. He gives us a...
Canoe.
Canoe! Similarly to Final Fantasy I, river tiles can now be walked through. And we need this because the airship is still on the other side next to the Cave of the Seal. And now we're back in Sarah's room just because she says the same dialogue. And she apparently talks about us every day. It has only been one day, so therefore, technically speaking, he is correct. Either way, now let's head on up here and grab our airship. I will say for later on, that lake there is actually very good for level grinding because it's kind of a peninsula of power kind of thing that you can run into later area enemies in it, particularly some hermits. Either way, Sid's healed! Well, the entire curse is lifted, so everyone's healed.
Sid looks strange to me.
The DS version, they made him resemble something more close to his Final Fantasy IV design. Either way, he's telling us the way to get through that boulder that's blocking the way. We apparently can put mithril on the airship, and only the blacksmith of this town, Toka, can do that, so we'll be talking to him in a moment to have that done.
Why is it always mithril?
Hell if I know. Either way, there is some purchasing I do want to do in this town, though. I want to buy the fire spell for Ingus in the magic shop, and in the armor shop, I want to buy a mithril armor and some mithril gloves for Luneth. Mostly just because it's good to have higher defenses. There's also a mithril mine in this town. We'll be going in there in a moment. It's kind of a mini dungeon.
I assume you can get mithril from there or something. Can you use mithril to, like, forge things in this game?
No. The first game to have any kind of forging element was probably 8. Unless you count the Ragnarok sword in 6. The thing you should have gotten in your LP.
Shh. Well, I mean, you're right. I should have gotten the sword. I should have gotten the sword because the curse shield also teaches Ultima.
And Illumina is just the best sword in the game. Period.
That's fair.
I'll be doing. Don't worry. I'll be doing that whenever I get to 6.
Well, I'll be doing replays of games that I've done once I'm done with all of my other plans. But I have so many games to play.
I would probably never do that. The only RPG I'd probably ever do a redo of is probably Pokemon Crystal. And even then, I'd probably do Soul Silver at that point. Either way, someone in the town told us that if you investigate that square right there, you can actually find a secret passage leading towards the rest of the Mithril Mine. I should tell you that the enemies in here are the exact same enemies as the Cave of the Seal, all undead. So, you know what to do. Fire spell, though, instead of Ice with Ingus. And there we get 2 Mithril Swords. So, Luneth just got a complete and total attack upgrade, going from 36 attack to, I want to say somewhere in the 64 range. Or 50. Yeah, that's a good increase.
50, yeah.
I should mention that the way strength stats work is that it's not just the attack weapon, the attack of the weapon, it's also either multiplied or just increased by your strength stat. Also, there's a room there for some reason. There's nothing in it.
There was probably a plan for there to be a treasure, but then they forgot about it.
Well, supposedly that's his little workshop area, but Taka is already just putting the bow onto the airship for us, so that's there. Makes you kind of wonder why they put this in here in the first place, because you don't need the Mithril Mine for anything. So that's just an extra little quest marker. But now we can get rid of this rock. Problem is, our airship gets destroyed in the process. Shit.
That's really weird. Why would...
Well...
Oh. Okay.
And...
Now we've got Berserkers. 30 HP, 32 EXP, and 16 gil. They have no elemental weaknesses. I don't know whether the fact they're called Berserkers means they're in, like, permanent haste or whatever Berserk might be in this game. Probably.
Or that haste is, Berserk is not. It's just basically, I would guess saying a thing that they're probably people from villages that just kind of left and went Berserk. Rogues, essentially.
That'd be interesting to think about.
Though I will say, these guys are actually pretty decent for experience. The lake up near Castle Sassoon is still the best one, but these guys are pretty good.
Because I think for each one you get 30 or something. 32, actually, it says right there.
So there's 5 there, that's about 160 XP.
So that's 40 for each. I think.
Or it just showed us 40. I forget how experience works in this game. Either way, welcome to Canaan. This is Sid's hometown. And he's gonna go see his wife. Okay, but he also told us to go find the Castle Argos and the King just to help us out with some stuff. But before we do that, let's explore the town. Apparently there's a town of midgets to the south. Cool!
Oh, so... Oh, crap. So that means the mini spell exists here.
Oh, yeah. This lady's sad because some guy named Desh left, rather.
Soft, petrify. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Softs are one of the few status items you're going to be keeping throughout the rest of the game because petrify is constantly annoying. Yeah, some guy named Desh left this girl here, and she's very sad, and that is the last time we will see her until the final part.
Wow.
Yeah, they completely don't use her. that guy sold the last mini spell to get to an area to that guy, so now we're kind of screwed over in terms of getting there. So that kind of sucks. And I will say I'm actually going to buy something. I think I showed off. I'm going to go buy the Bolt spell for Ingus in this magic shop. But that lady mentioned... Oh yeah, I do this more than once.
Oh no. Are you...
I talked to her accidentally. That's the entire reason I did that.
Oh.
That lady that I talked to mentioned the arrow spell, though, which is the first real arrow spell in the series. It's actually an air elemental spell. And a couple of enemies are weak to it in the upcoming area, but we can't get it yet.
So, are blue mages in this game?
Nope. Arrow is considered a white magic spell.
So, white mages can attack without holy.
Yes. And I love that idea.
That's a pretty good one.
I overall like the idea of the blue mage better, but we'll get to that whenever I get to 5. Or 6, I guess, though. Strago's lures were nowhere near as useful as 5's blue magic. Oh, by the way, that waterfall will hurt you. It does 1 HP. And someone mentioned that magic potion hidden by a wizard here. It's right here. It's an elixir. And yes, it's the exact elixir that you're thinking of. Max HP, MP recovery. However, we have a use for that one. And that's me showing off the damage it does. Very minuscule, but it's still worth noting.
What is the use of the elixir?
Let's just say that one you can technically use as an item in battle or to heal, but you don't want to, because there's a certain thing we can do with it over in Sid's house, which is this one up here.
Is it this specific elixir?
No, you can use any elixir, but you want to do this now because it's better early. Sid's wife is sick, but the elixir can cure her. So we press B, go all the way down, and use it on her.
Why can't you use a cure spell?
Because he immediately says she needs an elixir. It's some sort of sickness, we don't know. But since we've helped him out twice, he's telling us to press that candle on the top to open up a secret passage which leads to a treasure trove. But first, I like doing this.
Screw gravity.
1, 2,
What?
3.
Why?
And he's out of here.
Wait.
My house now, Sid.
Why? Why? Why?
I don't know why they programmed you to be able to do that infinitely, basically, but it's so funny. I don't mind. And here we get the blind spell, which is actually fairly useful. I think I do give that to Ingus, actually. Yeah, I do.
Midget bread.
Midget bread does not inflict mini like you think it would.
It cures
it's actually
mini?
what is that's the luck mallet that does that. The midget bread is the equivalent to what's known as the sight spell in this game, something I'll be getting later on. It shows you the world map. I don't know why it does that, but it does.
I never understood why the sight spell even existed.
I don't know. Convenience for the player, I would suppose. And there's a Phoenix Down. Phoenix Downs in this game are rare in supply. You can find them, but you can never buy them, so keep them in close quarters. Only use them when you absolutely have to. Thankfully, I don't think anyone ever dies and makes me lose out on an experience in this game for me. That's just because I know what I'm doing. Either way, the only way we can really go is up onto this mountain, so let's check that out, and that's a dragon!
Bahamut, is that you?
But we'll be seeing who that dragon is in part 3. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you guys then.
Bye-bye.